Here's our Unieye rangefinder. It's a pretty simple design. There's a power button. That's going to turn it on. Once we have it on and we want to turn our Bluetooth on, we're going to push that mode button. Let's take a look inside. Once we're down range, this will be mode 1. It's single fire. We're going to fire one laser. Check out the distance there. It'll give us our distance and our angle. That will automatically be put into our app if we have Bluetooth on and the app on. When you first turn on the laser, the Bluetooth isn't going to be on. So we just hold that menu button. And there we go. Bluetooth is active. When we're taking ranges using our app, we're going to have to click it. And that means it's going to be recorded, also with the Bluetooth. And then we're going to take multiple recordings. If you're taking a profile, you'd start from the closest area and then go out and take a longer and longer profile.
This is another feature. So if you're taking a look here, we got that cliff and we want to find the bottom and the top. Let's just try to click a spot where we can get the bottom.
It is 382 meters away and 78 meters high. The hypotenuse is 390.
Also, you can go all the way to the top. It gets a little cloudy, so we're just going to hit right here.
That is 498 meters away and 390 meters high. Hypotenuse is 636 meters away. For slider down jumping, you might want to know the top to the bottom of the talus. So in order to get that, we take our height 2, subtract it from our height 1, and that's going to be our distance to our talus. And in this case, that's going to be 315 meters, 0.7. Another function is to use the distance from our LZ to an exit point, if we can see it. If it's in the back of a canyon, will we make it? We're going to also have to subtract a little bit of distance for the parachute to open. That's going to depend on our delay that we take. Then after we subtract that, we're also going to use our glide ratio, which is around 2.5 in neutral conditions, but be a little bit conservative. Conditions are definitely going to affect it, like a headwind. If you're going to want to get really technical with stuff like I like to do, you're going to want to take a fly sight, take the delay that you're going to take, and see how much distance you're going to need to fly out of things. Keep in mind that if you turn, you're going to lose altitude, and you might want to have a little extra room for an off heading or two. This mode is scan mode. I don't ever use it. It's not that accurate. I don't know why I'd use it. Maybe if you're in a rush and you need to get a bunch of laser readings, but once you hit it, it's just going to take a whole bunch of rapid readings. So if you hit a tree or a rock that you didn't want in your readings, well, it's going to be there. Too bad. The Unieye doesn't have a natural level system, which means it can get calibrated and get off. If you take a look here, uh-oh, it's not accurate. But don't fret, it's not too hard to fix. To calibrate our Unieye, we just turn it on, and then we're going to push that power button and hold it. Once you see the zeros flashing, that means we're in calibration mode. According to the manual, it says if you push the menu button, it should calibrate. I haven't had any luck with that, so I kind of just stare out at the horizon and hopefully it levels. It's really not a good accurate way to do it, and it helps to have a friend to say, hey, you're staring good. My preference to calibrate is to use something like a bubble app. ISO has its own leveling system in Measure, but if you have an Android, just get one of these bubble apps and place it down, and let's get level.
See, there you can see now the phone's pretty level.
Once our level is level, we're going to place our Unieye on it. Then we're going to put it into calibration mode and take a look inside to make sure it's ready to calibrate.
If you leave the laser there at the 0 point, let it calibrate, it'll turn off, and then you can turn it back on with the power button, take some laser readings, and it should be 0.
For ISO users, we have a level built right inside there. It's in the measure unit, and it says level. Once you get that green, you're good to go. I used to think you could just look off a cliff and kind of find the level, but it's pretty hard unless you're in a flat meadow like this, where you can kind of just point out and be like, yeah, that is 0. So make sure you have a friend or put it on a rock or something, and hopefully you get it level. And if your readings don't make sense in the app, try to calibrate it again. Hopefully you learn to use your Unieye a little bit better. Someone said, hey, I'm worried about it recalibrating. Well, now you know how to fix it. And if you're not mashing buttons, it's pretty easy not to set the calibration off. So, you got the skills now to use it, so use it.